The Athletics are hoping they did not wake a sleeping giant. The Arizona Diamondbacks were in the midst of a May slump, but last night the Snakes came to play, tallying 7 runs and 12 hits. The D-backs look like a team ready to return to the postseason as they took Game 1 of the series. Today, Daniel Migden will look to slow down the Diamondbacks. Migden has been on a roll as of late, allowing only 4 runs over 4 starts in the month of May. Migden and the A's taking the Diamondbacks, and it starts right now. Well, today we celebrate the great A's teams of the early 70s, a group that won 3 consecutive World Championships. We also have Game 2 of the series. It's the Oakland A's and the Arizona Diamondbacks coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, the A's' best starting pitcher in the month of May has been Daniel Migden. He'll take the mound this afternoon, looking for his 3rd consecutive win. Now to talk a little bit more about Daniel Migden, let's check in with Dallas. Braden Dallas, hard not to like what we've seen from Daniel Migden this month.
He has been outstanding, Kuip, no doubt about it. Off to one of the best starts in this month that he's ever seen, and coming off an outstanding outing against the Toronto Blue Jays last time out. 7 innings of shutout, 2-hit baseball from Daniel Migden and his mustache in tow. So you want to talk about a guy who is hitting his stride right now, a great guy to have on the mound against a Diamondbacks team who has struggled mightily as of late.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that the Arizona Diamondbacks are 2nd in the National League in runs scored. Dallas, it's also hard to believe that Paul Goldschmidt's hitting .206, but I don't care whatever he's hitting. He is scary, and the A's found that out last night.
Yeah, he seems to be riding the ship. Last night, he had himself a triple and a double. Things are just starting to get going for Paul Goldschmidt. Unfortunately, maybe for the Oakland A's, but he is set in the month of May to record career lows across the board in hits, runs, RBIs, home runs average, and set a high in strikeouts. So hopefully Daniel Migden and the Oakland A's can keep him at bay for the rest of the series.
Yeah, and the Diamondbacks, even though they're struggling, they are still right in the middle of this National League West race. So we'll see how the A's handle Goldschmidt. For the Diamondbacks, it'll be the veteran right-hander Clay Buchholz making his 2nd start for Arizona. So we're going to have fun today, a celebration of, again, those early 1970s A's teams. We'll have lineups at first pitch right after this.
Brought to you by Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
All right, Daniel Migden, he's clearly ready to go. And so are we, as the A's trying to even up this series at a game apiece on an overcast day, but a comfortable day here at the Coliseum. Let's check the game time weather. It's presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. Game time temperature is right at 60 degrees, just a light breeze, but again, not much sunshine. In fact, I don't know that we will see the sun today. But it is supposed to warm up a little bit tomorrow, but nothing like day baseball here at the Coliseum. All right, let's check out the lineup for the visiting Arizona Diamondbacks, which is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And here it is. It starts with David Peralta. He's in left. Goldschmidt will DH today as he slides up to the second spot. Jake Lamb's at third. Bay Area native Daniel Descalso is at first. Ketel Marte at second. Socrates Brito, one of the great names in baseball, he'll be in right. Then Avila, Ahmed, and Dyson. That's your Diamondbacks lineup.
They are going to take on Daniel Migden. He had the 7 shutout innings last time out against the Toronto Blue Jays. He's been great the last 4 starts, sporting a 1.46 ERA. Opponents hitting .209 against him during that stretch. So Migden looking to continue the role here against the Snakes at the Coliseum.
So Migden climbs up to the top of the mound, and he's ready to face David Peralta. Diamondbacks winners last night by a final score of 7-1. They sort of dominated the game right from the beginning. So see if the A's can bounce back. First pitch of the game is in for a strike to Peralta.
107.
Can I join you?
Please. Oh, I was just waiting patiently for you. I can't do these things on my own, Ray.
Yes,
I try to tell you that all the time.
Yes, you can.
Ray Fosse is back. He was celebrating downstairs, as he should be, with his old teammates. Let's take a look at the A's defense. It has Matt Joyce in left, Dustin Fowler in center, Mark Cannes in right, Chapman, Simeon, Pinder, and Olson around the infield. Bruce Maxwell is the catcher. So Pinder gets a start at second base. Jed Lowry is the DH today. And here's Paul Goldschmidt. Talked about Goldschmidt in the open of our show. He had a good ball game last night. So it's always good to see your former teammates.
It's great, yeah. Hate to see some of them have to stay in the dugout and not make that long walk. But Kenny Holtzman, of course, White Stock, Claudel Washington. It's been a long time since he's been out, but Herb Washington looks great.
Awesome.
He looks great. A lot of guys look great.
Well, today we're going to have Sal Bando's going to come up and visit with us. That's always fun. The captain, one of the nicest gentlemen you'll ever meet. And Herb Washington is going to come up as well. So we always look forward to talking to those gentlemen. And like you said last night, I don't know that Herb Washington has ever been up in the booth, visited with us. So we're excited about that.
He has not, and looking forward to it. Matter of fact, the comment from everybody that saw him said, he's better shape than anybody.
So he could still steal a bag if he had to.
I think he wanted to sprint out on that gold carpet like Eric Burns did on the celebration of the 50th. Dallas Braden, of course, came out also. Well, you're taking selfies? Oh no, you were videoing everything, right? That's what you were.
That's you got responsibilities, Foss. That's trying to give the people what they want.
That's right. Social media responsibility.
Yeah. But very nice. And you know, I told Sal Bando last night in the dugout when the guys were out here, and I said, you know, Captain, you're throwing the first pitch tomorrow. He goes, what? He didn't know. So at least he had last night to not sleep and think about it. He was concerned. And on the bus going out to center field, there was an over-under how he would bounce it or miss throw the thing completely to Bob Melvin, but he did a good job.
2-2 to Goldschmidt. A couple of shakes from Migden. Now he gets what he likes. Check swing. Pinder's got it, and Pinder flips to first. So a couple of ground ball outs here in the first inning. Today, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Daniel Migden's been terrific. His last 7 starts, he's 3-2 with a 2.18 ERA. So, as Sean Manaea has struggled some in the month of May, Migden has picked his game up, and he's been very, very good. 2 straight wins. He won at Boston and won at Toronto. Not easy to do.
6 and 7 innings on those respective starts, which is very good. And as we talked in Toronto about Manaea and Migden back-to-back, also Cahill's pitching well, pitching deep in the ball games, which really helps the bullpen. Last night, Sean, unfortunately, his shortest outing of his career, or at least this season. He had a tough one in Boston a couple years ago.
0-2 to Jake Lamb.
Yeah, Cap, I think in the case of Migden, where he's not doing the double pump, but for a team seeing him for the first time, you can see all the video you want, but you see the slight hesitation that he has as he comes to the top of his windup. Yeah, he kind of pause a little bit, not the double pump, but that's in lieu of the double pump.
Runs that one outside.
And that hesitation you're talking about, Foss, right there, not the double pump as we've talked about before. We're accustomed to seeing early on from Migden. He's switched that MO up considerably.
Pop-up should reach the seats in it. Well, I guess as a hitter, timing is very, very important. It may be the most important thing you do as a hitter. So for a pitcher, disrupting that timing is what you try to do. And if his windup disrupts the timing at all, then it's a big plus. And I think it does sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's when the double pump, of course, the thing is with the double pump, he always used the double pump. It seemed like all the time he never varied from going to the single then to double. But now, strictly with the single.
Olson leaps up and grabs it, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Daniel Migden. Bottom of the first coming up. No score. Good job bringing us back to the early 70s. Oh, yeah. Here's the A's lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Joyce, Simeon, Lowry, Olson in the cleanup spot, Chapman, Canna, Fowler, Pinder, and Maxwell. There's your A's lineup.
And the right-hander Clay Buchholz, very familiar to the Athletics, pitched a no-hitter for the Boston Red Sox, pitched well for the Red Sox. Signed late, actually signed with the Royals, was released. Buchholz then signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks, so he's not pitched much, but they do know that he is not overpowering with his fastball, good cut fastball, and if you can spell his name, you're doing well.
2 H's. I always remember that. 2 H's.
I know. Because you figure there's got to be a K in there someplace if it's Buchholz.
No, 2 H's. First pitch to Matt Joyce here in the bottom of the first is driven to right. And that baby is gone. Number 6 for Matt Joyce. He did not wait around.
Oh, Matt Joyce, not your prototypical leadoff hitter, as we have seen, and not surprising to see Clay Buchholz throw a first pitch fastball. And Matt Joyce said, if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to take it. And he does. Beautiful swing from Matt. But that's exactly what the A's had hoped to get on the board early. And Kop, as we talked last night, the number of runs scored in the first inning, unbelievable. And here we have again. And you know, I think of George Springer, a lot of leadoff home runs. You throw him a first pitch fastball, he's not waiting around.
So here's Marcus Semien hitting .269 with 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in.
No reason to wait around here. MJ gets the foot down. Look at the backside come through beautifully. He knows it. Little flip down, take 3 left turns, and let's clap hands.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. And that one is driven to right. Brito on the run, and Socrates Brito makes the catch.
Wow.
I'm going to say that name 100 times today.
Wow, that's impressive. Right out of the shoot, man.
Brito.
Well, Marcus Semien has always done this, trying to go to the opposite field, and you pitch him away, he has pop to go that direction, but Brito's named Socrates can run him down.
Yeah, listen to what he has to say.
He's got some speed, and took a ball. I figured the ball might be slicing enough he wouldn't get to it, but Brito's showing tremendous speed and tracked it easily.
Here's Lowry. He is the designated hitter today. Lowry was 1 for 4 last night.
Somebody called in the Chris Townsend show the other night and about Jed Lowry. Listen, with Chris Davis out and his bat is sorely missed, as we have seen. Nice to see the second home run in this series hit at home. But Jed Lowry's played almost every game and did DH a couple of times, but you got a chance with KD out and you can alternate the DH role. Might as well let Jed do it. Back at second probably tomorrow.
Lowry tied for 3rd in the league in RBIs with 38. Tied for 8th in the league in hits with 61. His batting average is 9th best in the league. Popped up on the right side of the diamond. And that's Ketel Marte who grabs it. So 2 away, and let's take a quick look at the Diamondbacks defense. Peralta in left, Dyson in center, Brito in right, Lamb, Ahmed, Marte, and Descalso, with Alex Avila doing the catching. So here's Matt Olson. Here's the veteran Alex Avila.
Yep.
Olson had some good swings last night. He was 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and a walk. A's did not do a whole lot. They had just 1 run on 5 hits, and of course that 1 run was the home run. So off to a better start today.
He's hit the ball hard back up the middle last few days, and that's kind of something that I pay attention to when you think about a guy starting to climb out of a funk, or you think about a guy starting to make adjustments, seeing him using the center of the field.
See, Kaipe's concerned about that because he's a pitcher and he doesn't want to line drive it. It's gored. I know what you're talking about. That's a good approach by a hitter, but pitchers, by the time you finish, you're not 60 feet 6 inches away. Too close as far as I'm concerned, and that's one position I never wanted to play.
It's a swing and a miss by Olson. Side retired, but Matt Joyce, on the first pitch he sees from Buchholz, hits his 6th home run of the year. So after 1 from the Coliseum, the A's leading the Diamondbacks 1-0. 1-0 A's lead. There's the giveaway today. The Harvey the Rabbit backpack.
We ought to just leave him up there so we said the big smile. The
He's
toothy
happy.
grin.
He's been happy since opening day.
Right. Well, he's not back there anymore, though. Back behind the backdrop signage, but it's all right. Nice giveaway.
Here's Daniel Descalso. Friends and family section for Daniel Descalso is probably a popular place today. He born in Redwood City. He now lives out by us, Ray, in Danville.
Yeah.
Seen him on the golf course a couple times. And doing a good job for the Arizona Diamondbacks, utility guy.
Did you give him some tips on golf?
No, I did not.
I know you're pretty good. You're scratch, aren't you?
I'm scratch, all right.
I've heard all about your game, man.
Simeon has it on the first, and that's out number 1. So 4 up, 4 down for Daniel Migden. He's off to a good start.
Batting fifth, second baseman, number 4, Ketel Marte.
Diamondbacks last night had 7 runs on 12 hits. They had 3 doubles, a couple of triples, and a home run. They had 19 at-bats with runners in scoring position. The A's had 4. So the A's trying to turn the tables today.
They still haven't had one today. That's just like Canna's home run last night. Solo as his. That was the extent of the scoring last night for the Athletics, and let's hope that Matt Joyce's leadoff home run is more to where that came from.
Marte hits one high and foul just past the A's bullpen. So 0-2. Marte hitting .220 with a homer and 11 RBIs. He's a switch hitter. Had an RBI triple last night.
Definitely showing his speed, as we have seen. We saw him with the Mariners and saw the speed last night. Cruising into third base.
Driven to center. Fowler hustling back. Plenty of room out there. And that's out number 2. See the jerseys, Ray, the A's are wearing, of course, the lettering and the numbers with the green, which is for Memorial Day.
That's right, Memorial Day weekend. Exactly.
The hats, I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's a good look. Yeah, they'll be wearing them today, tomorrow, Monday.
Very cool. And there's a line drive right center field, and that's a hit. That's Socrates Brito.
Well, the MO for Daniel Migden, he's going to fill the strike zone up, no doubt about it. He's been in the zone early and often already today. Socrates Brito not going to wait around. Got a fastball he liked, some he felt he could handle. Drives it into the gap there.
So, can we just call him by his first name and be recognizable? Just say Socrates?
Socrates.
That's doable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that everybody asks him if he knows anything.
He better. Well, can't fake that name.
I mean, he just put it on display. Not a bad philosophy. Guy throwing a first pitch strike, go get you a first pitch heater.
It really is a fair question, though, to ask him. Socrates, do you know anything? I love it. What a great name.
How many times you think how did you come up, who came up with the name Socrates for you?
Quick throw, and Brito really did not have much of a lead. So 1-0 the count to Alex Avila.
A's shading him in the outfield. We saw him in Detroit so many times go opposite field with great power.
And that one is ripped toward right. Canna is going to make the catch. Side retired. So Migden gives up a hit, nothing else. Bottom of the second coming up. Show me the Oakland A's into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Bottom of the second inning with the A's leading 1-0. It'll be Chapman, Canna, and Fowler. We will be joined by the captain, Sal Bando, next half inning. And the fact that Sal is
so fast, he's already here.
He's in the booth, and he was the captain. And Ray, you've told me about the looks he gave people when they weren't performing well. I just want to make sure that I'm at my best right now.
If you don't see the veins popping out of his neck, everything's good.
Saying.
So if it veins, look out.
I want him to know that I'm giving my best effort today, Sal. I'm not loafing. I'm giving my best effort. Okay.
Now, if you don't see veins, everything's good. You see the veins, run.
Oh, man. Makes me laugh. The reason I'm laughing is because Sal is such a nice guy, but for him to say to the manager he can't manage a meat market, it's such a great line. It's such a great line. He couldn't manage a meat market.
But you hear what Finley said? It's right. It's hard to manage a meat market, right? He came right back. But
oh, gosh. Oh. 1-2 the count to Chapman. 235 the average for Chapman. 8 home runs and 21 runs batted in. A little bit of a struggle right now for Matt. He's 0 for his last 14.
yeah, some unbelievable numbers for Matt Chapman at home. You don't think about it because his defense is so great. Again, as we've often said, there's not many guys. And Goldschmidt last night, although he's DHing today, get off his feet maybe, but you're a good defender. You want to have that at your position. Bob Melvin knows how well Matt Chapman can play defensively, and he will hit.
And this is just all about the struggles that young guys
That's right.
incur early on in their career. They make adjustments. Success is not linear.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch is popped up again to the right side where Ketel Marte waits.
Fans, Jurassic World fireworks will roar like a T-Rex through the sky as the A's host the Los Angeles Angels on Friday, June the 15th. Presented by Ray Morgan Company. Fans can enjoy the post-game fireworks from the outfield grass, set to the music of Jurassic Park movies. Bring your pack of Raptors, okay, and enjoy the show. Visit athletics.com/fireworks for details. Got any Raptors?
Got it.
Got it. Raptors. That's a basketball team. And who's that?
Toronto.
Toronto Raptors. Yeah.
Here's Canna. The solo home run last night for Canna. It was his 7th of the year. He's playing in right field. So Piscotty getting the afternoon off. Inside. Outfield straight away. Infield pretty straight away with Marte, the second baseman, slid over behind second base a little bit for Canna. Canna with plenty of power the other way.
Pretty good curveball thrown by Clay Buchholz, as we have seen many of them. Clay Buchholz, a good friend of Josh Reddick.
Red Sox days.
That's right.
High fastball, and he got him swinging. So that's 2 away. He's made a couple of moves today. They got a little bullpen help. Chris Bassett was recalled, as was Carlos Ramirez. The A's just acquired Carlos Ramirez, so a couple of right-handers in the bullpen. Santiago Casilla was placed on the 10-day disabled list, and Josh Lucas was optioned to Nashville. So 2 new arms in the bullpen. Casilla left last night's game, flexing his arm a little bit. And Lucas sent out. Now, take that one step further, Ray. Tomorrow, Frankie Montas is going to be called up, and he's going to start. Trevor Cahill's being slid back to Monday. So with Montas coming up tomorrow, the A's will have to make another move. So see what happens there. Fowler takes a touch inside.
And it's not Frankie Montas as a reliever. You know,
no, it's not.
And he thought, of course, he came to the A's and had come off surgery, so they were kind of limiting his innings. That's why he pitched out of the bullpen.
That's Carlos Ramirez.
Yeah.
First look at him. And this was Santiago Casilla last night after he threw a pitch, and watch, he kind of flexes his arm a little bit.
Well, they overthrew a fastball and then that's curveball. Just trying a little bit of everything, and that's not a good sign when you see a pitcher do that. And shoulder, elbow, and
strained right shoulder for Santiago Casilla.
So did we see all three trainers last night?
I think we did. That's not good.
No.
The trifecta.
You see Brian Shulman, then you're getting right down to it.
Shallow left field where Peralta is under it. He's got it. Side retired. We're going to talk to the captain, Sal Bando, when we come back, and we're looking forward to it.
And later in the game, you can play for the chance to win.
Joined now
by number
in the booth
6.
by number 6. That's right. Not Bob Melvin, but Sal Bando. Sal, thanks for stopping by. How are you?
Good. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's always great to see you. It's always great to see Bob Melvin wearing your number 6 too. It's quite a tribute if you think about it, because he's dead serious about it. You were his guy.
Well, you know, Bob's one of the best managers in the game, and I was fortunate enough to recognize he had talent off the field in terms of not being a player, and you know, I was right, because he's really a talented guy.
That's right. You grabbed him when you were in Milwaukee and gave him really his first job, right, in pro baseball outside of being a player.
We didn't have a job in particular, but I said, I know we can use you so many different ways, which we did.
Ahmed drops one into right center field, and speaking of dropping, it pops right out of the glove of Fowler. So we'll see what the ruling is on that one. Let's go back a few years, Sal, and check you out in action.
He's good. Captain for a reason.
Look at those uniforms.
Oh boy, they were ugly, weren't they?
So ugly they were pretty, huh?
Yeah.
You know, one of the most memorable things is the Dodger World Series. Look at that speed, man. Wow. But how many dents did you put in the Fenway Park Green Monster in '75? You had to hit a ton off of that one.
Well, I went 4 for 4 in that game, and all 4 were off the wall.
Yeah, all singles.
2 of them were, and 2 of them didn't.
Dyson bunts. You got to hurry. Migden's throw, and they just got him. So Dyson tried it again, and even with that great speed, but they gave him a sacrifice.
That should not be, but that's what they do. But tremendous speed, and you have to make the play. Captain, I don't know if you saw Matt Chapman last night on a similar bunt down the third base line, but Chapman can do it. Mengden can do it. Does it on this one, and Matt Olson catching, getting out of the way quickly because of the runner down the line. Why didn't you manage, Captain?
You know, I think when I had the opportunity, I just retired as a player, and I just needed a breather from that. And then after that, it looked like the opportunity to be a general manager.
Yeah.
I went in that direction.
Bounced over the mound. Simeon charges. Short hop.
Well, I'm sorry. The good thing about you, though, you could go either way. You manage and or general manager. You went the general manager. I mean, but I think we all thought that you would make a great manager.
I think in the right situation, I would have done it.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem like the right situation in Milwaukee at that time.
But we do want to ask you about in 1974 when you guys won it all. And I've worked with Ray now for 15 years, and
I won't hold that
is
against
sore. Yeah, I mean, he said sometimes his neck is really sore, and he blames it on one guy. He blames it on you.
Well, when you jumped on me, Captain, I mean, I just had neck surgery, you know.
I was just so happy everything was over.
He blames it on you, Sal.
Well, we keep showing that, and you know, I'm going, gosh, it kills me every time. I mean, this guy's not that. I mean, you're in great shape, but you've got a few poundage.
I'm not light.
That was great.
Oh, man. We do. Every time we show that clip, we're like, oh, Ray. Oh, ow. Oh, Sal, be careful. Watch Sal.
Von Joshua, the buzzard.
Your emotions got the best. It's the World Series, right? And then you went a little headline just to finish him off. Good stuff. Yeah. 1974.
Well, you know, when you live with guys for as long as we did, from starting in February until the end of October, there's a relief to it all, and yet, you know, you're a family. So.
And you know, Herb Washington's coming up later. And when we got on the bus this morning to go out to K-Lock, everybody's in the back. I said, Herbie, go on back there, because Herbie did a great job of taking a lot of abuse.
Oh, yeah.
For somebody that never hit.
Right.
You know, but,
and gave it.
You know, that's what I mean. He got right in the middle of it, was not afraid to give it back. No, that was the beauty of it.
So you probably had to have thick skin in your clubhouse.
If you didn't, guys would find out. But
then it got worse.
It got worse, is right.
Okay, if we were in Milwaukee, your favorite city, we took these old buses. Kenny Holtzman wore the same Colombo jacket.
Yeah.
So I think it was Knowles, you, I don't know, it's like three guys, boom, 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 out the window. Go buy a new one. I mean, it was just little, and Holtzman said, that's my jacket. He wore the same jacket all the time. So we figured we'd seen it enough.
And the 1-2 pitch, that's a swing and a miss. Sal, can you stick around?
Yes.
We're having too much fun.
All day.
Got to stick around.
All day.
All right, we'll have more of our conversation with that man, the captain, Sal Bando. the very first inning. So bottom of the third as we continue our conversation with Sal Bando. It's always fun to watch you guys get together, and we do this every year. You still enjoy seeing all the guys and all you
really is. I mean, we really don't get to see each other much, and when you do, it's like you've never been apart. But the stories get better. You get better.
You know, the one thing I want to ask about our late attorney, Wayne Hooper. Great racquetball player. Kite, I've never seen the lateral movement of one Sal Bando increase so much playing racquetball.
Exactly. I played with Wayne, and well, he really kind of teach me, and I had to go left and right and be quick, and it's a way to really get better at your position.
And you were outstanding. I mean, not that you weren't before, but I remember you saying that the lateral movement, just because of the racquetball, and all Hoop would just sit there and laugh.
Yeah. Make me run all over the court.
He was so good. Yes, Hoop. He's a good man. How much has the Coliseum changed from your standpoint?
Mausoleum? Oh, Coliseum.
You said that, what, in 73, too? What one was it?
No, it might have been 68 when we first got here. It's changed a lot. I mean, you know, with filling in the outfield. And
Mount Davis? That's what we call Mount Davis, because it's like a ski slope.
Yeah. I mean, the ball jumps a little bit here. When we played, it didn't go very far.
Well, it was open in the center field, so there's a little bit of a breeze coming in off the center field area.
So, Sal, you played in Kansas City a little bit with the Kansas City A's, right? But your first full year was 1968. So what was it like coming out here? Because all of a sudden I mean, I know you're from the West Coast, right?
No, I'm from Ohio.
Okay, so now you're coming to the West Coast, a new franchise, really. I mean, it's a lot going on.
I mean, it's exciting, you know, going to California. Grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, going to California. I mean, boy, that's going to be great. And a new ballpark, and you know, new team here. It was just wonderful.
So there was a significant excitement level for you guys.
Absolutely.
This was earlier today. Monty Moore on the right.
Did you see the mule that got more attention than the players did?
Yeah.
Campy and Greeny up the middle. Very good defensively. Kenny Holtzman. There's the captain.
So Ray tells some great stories about Kenny Holtzman, that if he's sitting at the game watching and the game gets to an hour and a half, he's ready to go. Let's wrap this up.
Here it is, guys. Hit it. See if you can hit it. And that was it.
What time did you guys leave last night? 6th inning, 5th inning?
6th inning, yeah.
But if he was pitching, it would have been over.
Give it over anyhow, yeah.
But you know what? I asked him about that, and he said when he was traded from the Cubs over to the Athletics, he said, I knew of a great defense. And he said, why not let him hit it? Great defense behind me. And you guys were outstanding on the infield because Dick Williams insisted on playing good, solid defense.
And what people don't realize, he only had a couple pitches, but he takes something on, take it off, change the speeds. I mean, it was like having 4 or 5 pitches.
Right. They could hit, too.
Yeah. Hit a home run in the World Series.
Yeah.
Which I never did.
Oh, and he's got one?
He's got one.
Has he ever?
Is that embarrassing?
Oh, he reminds it.
Of the 3 World Series that you won, Sal, is there one that stood out more than the other 2?
I think the first one always stands out, but I thought our 73 team was the best of the 3 teams. And Ray came and joined us, and so we were solid behind the plate. Tennis was at first. We had a great bullpen. We had 2 right-handers and 2 left-handers. So I thought that was our best all-around team.
And Mr. Bando, this is Dallas Braden downstairs here. I got a question for you. What was the common denominator in regards to all 3 of those teams? Something that stayed the same over the course of those championship years?
Good pitching.
Yeah.
Pitching, like we said before, good defense, and we had closers that closed the game.
4 innings.
A Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
All right, Sal, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right.
I see, Captain.
Always great to see the captain, Sal Bando. 1-0 A's lead. Good.
Fans, your attention.
lead over the Diamondbacks. It's the top of the 4th inning as Jake Lamb leads off. Daniel Migden has allowed just 1 hit, 2 base runners, and he's got 1 strikeout.
Yeah, Daniel Migden did exactly what a pitcher is supposed to do when an error is made behind him, and he did it with the error in center field to lead off the 3rd inning, but he retired the next 3. And you know, you don't get upset, you just get the job done, and he did it perfectly by retiring the next 3.
Matt Chapman with the shift on and a long run.
Someone was saying about Catfish Hunter that he pitched a great game, or something would happen about somebody making an error, and first thing he'd say, what about the hit he got drove in a run? Why are you talking about his error? You know, he's did a lot more offensively than he did defensively, making that 1 error, but he never spoke badly about anybody. And it's probably the one constant Dallas asked about, and he talked about pitching. Well, Catfish was the constant, and coincidentally, after 3 consecutive world championships, Catfish was no longer there.
That's Pinder. His throw to first got him. So Pinder with a terrific play with the shift on.
That's right. They got the shift on against Lamb, the lefty here, and Pinder ranging to his left, lays out, sells out, is able to corral it. Understands he's got to get up and make a throw here from his knees. Shoots it over, side slinger over to the big man, Ole at first. He holds the bag, out number 1. And you see there Simeon doing his job behind him, ready to back up should something happen.
The great thing about Pinder is ability and his arm strength, and that's why did not have to worry about standing up, could throw from his knees because he has a very strong arm, and it showed with that one.
Also more action for Pinder, reaches down, moving to his left, and he's got it 2 outs.
The game will find you. 2 in a row there for Chad Pinder. Fill it in for Jed Lowry, second base. Lowry in the DH spot today.
Now batting, number 4, Ketel Marte.
And here's Ketel Marte, who hit a fly ball to center field in the 2nd inning. I got 7 ground ball outs. Does that sound right?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Check this out. This is interesting. Ground ball percentage this season after the 1st inning. So it has gone up a little bit after the 1st inning. Today in the 1st inning, got a couple of ground ball outs. I think if you're not walking people, and Daniel Migden has a total of 6 walks this year in 60 innings. If you're not walking people and you're pitching well, and he certainly is, it's just simply you're making a lot of quality pitches.
Right.
He's not a huge strikeout guy. Gets one there, that's his 2nd, but all in all, Daniel Migden is doing a lot of things right on the mound, especially today, 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
A's leading 1-0, bottom of the 4th inning. Clay Buchholz back to work. He'll face Simeon, Lowry, and Olson. Still kind of strange to see Clay Buchholz in a non-Red Sox uniform.
Exactly.
He was there for a long time, had a fair amount of success.
Talk about bursting onto the scene. Second start in the big leagues. How about a no-no for you?
Yeah, good call. Yeah, that was 2007. He's been an all-star a couple of times. He's got a couple of World Series rings.
Right. Came along at the right time.
Yes, he did.
7 and 13 champions. A little surprising, though, because probably one of the problems in the offseason. He probably experienced it with signing late with Kansas City. They released him, and then the Diamondbacks. But, you know, a lot of things happened in the offseason.
81 and 61 in his career record with the Red Sox. Last year, signed with the Phillies, and he was going to be part of the rotation. Very early on, a flexor tear in his right forearm, and had surgery, and he missed the entire season. It's Jake Lamb who throws in time to get Marcus Simeon. The problem for Clay Buchholz has always been staying healthy. He's been on the disabled list in his career 8 times. And that's a lot.
Yeah, because if you have an 81 and 61 career record, that's good for $100 million. I mean, you think about, you know, I mean, you see guys signing for that much and they're 10, 15 under 500 in their career. But injuries, I mean, that has an impact on signing with the long-term deal.
Pitching well today. He's given up 1 hit, and that was the leadoff home run. Nothing since, so he's retired 10 in a row.
And if you're a player other than Matt Joyce, you're saying, why did you swing at that first pitch fastball? Because now we're never going to see another one.
That's true.
You know, it's always going to be something other than a fastball first pitch. That first pitch curve, and he's got a good curveball, as Lowry just found out.
Well, that's something that he's done well today as well, and something he did well last time out was he's mixed his repertoire up very nicely. 26 fastballs, 15 curveballs, 13 changeups last time out against the New York Mets. So that's kind of going to be the MO from Buchholz moving forward throughout the remainder of his career, in my opinion. To stay afloat here at the big league level, you got to mix and match.
Lowry fouls it straight back. This is the pitch usage from a couple years ago. Remember, we just said he really didn't pitch hardly at all last year. But this is 2 years ago. Fastball, cutter, curve, change, splitter, so he uses them all. Not much with the splitter. And again, that was 2016, his last year in the Red Sox, where he made 21 starts and 37 appearances total.
Get a good look at what he's thrown today here. The mix and match, 4-seamers and 2-seamers, cutter curveball combination. So he's looking to change eye levels and chase guys, lefties, chase the lefties in.
A little bit outside. See, Avila tried to pull it in just a little bit, but
What a shock.
Ryan Blakeney said, nope, don't think so.
You can see Clay trying to go backdoor there with the breaking ball. Catch Lowry looking.
Avila sets up outside again. Ball comes inside and bounced foul.
Like there was cutting action on that changeup there. Avila sets up away, want that pitch away. Kyle Hendricks is really the only individual I know across the game who cuts his changeup intentionally.
Pitch is high, and now it's a full count with Olson waiting in the on-deck circle.
Kevin, I want you to look at this setup for the defense. You got third, short, umpire, second, first.
Yeah.
They're all the same colors. I mean, I just noticed that. I mean, the umpire standing there and said, I'm part of this infield.
Yes, I am.
You know,
dark gray.
That's
pants.
right. So you make sure you don't throw the wrong guy. Just noticed that. That's amazing.
Hit high in the air, right center. Dyson, who takes control as the center fielder. So 2 outs.
Now both pitchers doing a good job as far as the pitch count is concerned. Buchholz with an at bat by Jed Lowry. They ended up throwing 8, but by and large, for he and Mingden both really economical with the pitch counts, which is great as Mingden is ready to go, pacing the dugout, ready to take the mound.
Matt Olson struck out swinging, and it was to end the first inning. 1 of 2 strikeouts by Buchholz. Heads up. Hayes and the Diamondbacks last met in interleague in 2015, and that was down in Arizona. Right field, down the line, but it's going to be foul. So it's 0-2. Another foul ball. So overall, the A's are 15-16 against Arizona interleague play. Interleague play's been going on. Well, you got to go all the way back to 1998.
Well, Cap, when we were in Arizona, we showed the Hudson Mulder-Zito.
That's right.
3-game in 2001, the year the Diamondbacks won the World Championship, and still one of the great statements was, I think it was Schilling or Johnson, somebody said, "Well, we're glad we didn't play you guys," because the A's at that weekend series with those, the big 3, there was no chance for the Diamondbacks. Just one got better than the other.
The original 3-headed monster.
That's right. One, if you're a visiting team, you never wanted to have them all pitch at the same time against you.
Dyson in center waits, and Dyson has it. So that is 12 in a row retired by Clay Buchholz since the Joyce home run. 1-0 A's after 4.
These fans are sitting in section 125 with Steve and Big Grandma and their grandma.
A's 1, Diamondbacks nothing. It is the 5th inning with Brito, Avila, and Nick Ahmed to hit against Daniel Migden.
Look at the pitch count for Mingden through 4 innings at just 38 pitches. And the amazing thing, you're looking at, if you can go 9 innings,
pretty good.
108 pitches in a complete game, but Mingden's less than 10 per inning so far.
Brito swings at like a changeup. 1-1 the count. Brito singled in the second inning. That's the only hit for Arizona. Shallow left. Matt Joyce hustling in. He's going to get there, and he's got it. Well, sticking with our interleague theme, here's our Coors Light refreshing finish. June 5th, 1998, A's and Diamondbacks meet for the first time, and that is a walk-off by former A's Mike Blowers. It scored Ricky Henderson.
Mike Blowers hits per cycle in Chicago.
That's right.
I always remind him because home run, the guy dropped it off over his glove, you know. Then
Yeah, he loves when you do that.
Yeah, I know, the triple.
It's a really bonding moment when you do that with him. Of course, Mike, a longtime announcer for the Seattle Mariners. June 5th, 1998.
That's impressive.
Over the course of interleague play, though, the A's have done well. They have the 5th best all-time interleague record. They're 206 and 181. That's a winning percentage of .532. So they've had quite a bit of success with interleague play. Not quite as much the last couple of years, but all in all.
Yeah, for a while they were just top of the list. Talk about a floater. That ball just floats in and freezes the hitter, and there's your shift. And a lot of soft stuff thrown by Daniel Mingden, but fooling the hitters.
You get 94 up and out over the plate, up in the zone, backed up with 71-mile-an-hour curveball, changing planes.
So I'm going to see tomorrow with Zach Greinke.
0-2 pitch. Goes upstairs. That's a good setup pitch, huh? 0-2, get upstairs, but just, you know, it's still a teaser pitch.
Yeah, just to show it.
Yeah.
See there the grip by Mingden, geared up for the changeup.
And that one probably could have been called a strike, probably should have been called a strike. But you see what he's doing.
Well, that
goes up and then goes down.
You know, that's an outstanding pitch as well. Tremendous arm speed and hand speed by Daniel Mingden on that pitch. For me, he locked Avila up and had him guessing. Might have fooled two people back there.
Yeah, exactly. Because Mingden thought it was strike. So did Maxwell, but the other two were fooled. That matter.
Left field, Joyce hustles back, and Joyce grabs it.
Well, how about this in 2008? In Arizona, Mark Ellis, that's number 1. Eric Chavez, number 2.
Batting, number 13.
Suzuki.
Yeah. Eric Burns. Bones.
Ellis.
Rajay Davis, 6 home runs. They always talk about Chase Field being a launching pad.
It is.
Well, the humidor has taken full effect at Chase Field, guys. That's a very, very real deal.
That's right.
Think about 2016 runs per game, 5.58. 2017, 4.96. This year, 2018, 3.34 runs per game. Home runs per game, less than 1 as of 2018. 2016, 1.36. Last year, 1.33.
Very interesting. Chapman, great arm, and that's a 10-pitch inning for Daniel Mingden. He is rolling along. Bottom of the 5th coming up. 1-0, the A's lead.
all military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Matt Chapman to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th against Clay Buchholz. Right now, the Matt Joyce home run in the first inning is holding up.
How about that?
Holding up. Doesn't mean the A's couldn't add on a couple.
I feel like it's a matter of time here against the man on the mound, Clay Buchholz. Not very comfortable here at the Coliseum, boys. 9.5 ERA here in 3 starts for Mr. Buchholz at the Coliseum.
That one is a little bit inside. Both guys have been good. No walks, 2 strikeouts for each pitcher. 1 hit allowed.
In honor of Raleigh Fingers, Daniel Mignon has the mustache turned up. Of course, he does it every time he pitches. Also did it Thursday night at the function that the A's players attended.
Turn it up.
Why? Well, fans don't recognize me. Yeah, they do. But he is concentrated. He is unbelievable. The day he pitches, it's the look.
So 2-2 to Chapman, who popped out to second in the 2nd inning. And now full count. Canna will be next, and then Fowler. Straight back. His Buchholz came right at him, 91 miles an hour.
You know, Matt Chapman, we talked about his struggles at home especially, but defense is great. But that pitch right there, that's just what's happening. He's just missing a fastball. And, I mean, it's going to click, and all of a sudden, those just misses or ones just foul back are going to be leaving the yard or hit hard someplace.
Another 3-2. Curveball is belted to center. Dyson backs up a little bit, and he's got it. So Chapman waited on that curveball and hit it hard.
Fans, you still have a half and a quarter season options available for the expanded new field box seats. They're right on the playing surface. That's great seats for anybody to be able to watch. Part of the action includes special field box parking, complimentary beverages, snacks, and more. So grab your phone, pop in athletics.com/premium today. It's a great seats. Joe, you ought to get a couple of those.
They got good Cracker Jacks down there, guys.
Oh, man, I love Cracker Jacks, man. I love.
Your beard liked that popcorn that one day.
That's right. I think I still got a little.
Get a little bit left in there.
Might have a little kernel in there.
That was a month ago, though, Dallas.
Yeah, the Cracker Jacks are forget about the prize, just the snacks, the great
I thought
snacks.
the prize is always a little overrated.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you don't buy the Cracker Jacks for the prize, you buy it for the goodies.
Exactly.
Yeah, Cap, at one time they had Cracker Jack Old Timers game. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, they would play at RFK Stadium, which it was set up for football after baseball, and Warren Spahn was pitching, and a lot of great players who'd go there and think they could still play, but couldn't. It's amazing what age does to you.
Well, old timers games were always kind of a big deal. You don't see it. I know the Yankees still do it, and they bring back, of course, their great history.
Well, I have the opportunity every offseason to play with that man there, wiping his mouth, Mr. Campaneris, during fantasy camp. And in my I think 3 years I've been doing it now, and in my 3 years I've been doing it, I don't think Campy has gotten out one time.
No, Campy could play. Joe Rudy could still hit too. Joe had that late Charlie Lau taught him to hit, and he could hit, still could hit right now, guarantee it. And Wes Stock, who was sitting in the front row, could throw batting practice all day. One of the best.
Ahmed throws
goes across.
Yeah, how much fun are fantasy camps, Dallas? I mean, are they not just kicking the pants?
It's amazing. And honestly, guys, what's really cool is I've had a couple folks that I've enjoyed the camp with from time to time come down here, sitting here in the diamond level, and we're exchanging stories. We get to catch up. But like last year, I got to spend 7 or 8 straight days with one of my idols in Jamie Moyer, the Oakland A's, splitting time with the Seattle Mariners in their fantasy camp. So I, like a little boy, followed Jamie Moyer around for 7 days asking for advice and information like I was going to be able to actually apply it to what I do today.
But is it not true that the guys who come to the camp, you know, pay the money to come, they become lifelong friends?
They do, and that's my point. One of the individuals, Stephen Douglas, is sitting behind home plate today with his beautiful daughter, and I'm able to come out and meet them. I got to meet his daughter for the first time. So it's things like that. Mike Mello is another individual who I got to speak with yesterday, who's up in Tahoe today, enjoying the A's on TV in his weekend. So these really are friendships that I will carry with me forever.
Plus, I mean, seriously, how many laughs do you have in a week of fantasy camp?
Oh, it's great. It's tremendous. That's what they're there for. They're there for the ribbon and the fun, and it really does. It allows a guy like me to kind of show them the kind of stuff we used to do. And fear not, Stephen Douglas didn't make it out of fantasy camp this year without me taking his jersey, putting it in a bucket of ice water, and freezing it overnight. So they get the full feel.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
That's right.
Now let me ask you this: does the A's fantasy camp include a kangaroo court?
Oh, and that is the most dynamic aspect of fantasy camp type. It's kangaroo court every morning. Anything goes.
What a great way to start your day.
Start your day, yeah. Cup of coffee and kangaroo court.
Yeah. There you go. I told you about the Cracker Jacks.
I got 33% actually going in your mouth, which isn't bad when you're dumping it. I like it. Fowler slices one foul.
Yeah, you talk about kangaroo court, guys. Last year, this fantasy camp, I actually met a couple, tremendous couple from Seattle, right before camp started at Starbucks. He didn't offer to buy me a coffee. I introduced him, said, "Hey, no problem. I hope you have fun. I'll see you at Kangaroo Court tomorrow morning."
Very simple.
And he had to pay me for no coffee.
This one's driven towards center. Dyson's there. He's got it, and another good inning by Buck Holtz. We are excited to talk to the speedy one, Herb Washington. He's going to sit down, and we're going to chat. The 6th inning, A's 1, Diamondbacks nothing. We talked to Sal Bando earlier, and now we're pleased to be joined by Herb Washington. Herb, thanks for coming up. You've never been up here.
I've never been up here. It's the game looks different up here.
No, it looks easy up here.
Yeah, it does.
Marcus Semien a long run, and Marcus makes a nice running catch. So Herb, I got to ask you, so we all know your story. You were a pinch runner, but how did it come to be? How did Charlie Finley contact you and decide that this was going to happen, this was a good idea, and when did this happen?
Charlie actually called me. I was working for a CBS affiliate in Lansing, Michigan. Had been out and interviewed a guy who went on to become a pretty good basketball player by the name of Magic Johnson.
He was good, yeah.
And Charlie called me up. I was at work and picked up the phone, and he said, "This is Mr. Finley, the owner of the world champion Oakland A's." And my response to him was, "Hi, Mr. Finley. This is Herb Washington, the world's fastest human."
It's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
How can I help you?
He liked your bravado, obviously.
Yes, he did. And after that, he says, "Hey, I want you to play baseball for me." I said, "Mr. Finley, you are aware I ran track. I haven't played baseball since my senior year in high school, and I played some football." He says, "I only want you for your speed. I want you to come to Chicago," where his office was at the time. So I go to Chicago a couple of days later, and he and I sit down and commence to work out a contract. At the time, I had a deal to play for Houston as well as the Argonauts in
Canadian football.
Canadian football.
Okay.
And then, of course, there was the Pro Track Tour at the time. He and I, we went about negotiating a contract, and then it got down to I wanted a no-cut contract. And I wanted a no-cut because I had watched from a distance how stable Charlie could be and making decisions. And how he felt about his players from time to time.
See, we didn't know that, Herbie. Maybe we should have had you as our agent.
So you knew who you were dealing with.
I knew who I was dealing with. And he said to me, after we went through all of the motions and got a salary and all of that, and we got back to the no-cut contract, and the story goes, he said to me, "There's 2 people on this team with a no-cut contract. Vida Blue, 3. Vida Blue, Reggie Jackson, Catfish Hunter." And he says, "Do you think you are as good as either of those 3? And I said, "Absolutely not, Mr. Finley. But the last time I checked, they can't run as fast as me."
Yeah, buddy.
So but here's what happened. He wouldn't give me the no cut. I leave his office, thank him. I do an interview. Back in the days, this was before you was too young. We used to put it on cassette tapes.
Right.
Yeah, put it on the cassette. Yeah. I say, you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly, yeah.
And splice it.
Yeah.
The secretary says, "Mr. Finley wants to see you." I walk back into his office. He's looking out on Michigan Avenue.
Yeah.
Michigan Avenue, off of Wacker Drive. And he didn't turn around. He said to me, "Do you play poker?" Which I thought was a weird thing to ask, right? And I said, "Yes, I played an inning or 2. A hand or 2, rather." And he said, "I just folded."
I love it.
I said, "What does that mean?" So I had to go over it. Boom, boom, boom. And then there was the but. I'm like, "Oh, there's always a but, right?" I said, "Okay, what's that, Mr. Finley?" He said, "You have to grow a mustache by opening day, and I'll give you another $2,500.
Well, that's not bad, right? You can do that. That's great. So that's how it started.
That's how it started. And it almost didn't happen because I couldn't get the no cut. And I gave him the name of a guy named Ivory Crockett, who I told him was the 2nd fastest guy, I figured, for playing baseball.
Yeah.
And I gave him his number to call Ivory because I thought he could do the job.
Canada dives, he can't get it, but he does keep it in front of him. So, Ray, where were you guys thinking when Herb showed up?
Don't ask.
No, we got to know. We got to have the full story here, Herb.
Now, all I know, and the captain confirmed it, that when we got on the bus today, and I said, "You ought to be back of the bus with all the guys because you could handle everything as well as anybody." I mean, we dished it out, man, because here we have a guy. Correct me if I'm wrong. How many times did you hit your first year?
Not at all.
No, I knew that. But you took your baseball card. One of them has a bat in their hand, right?
Well, who gave me a bat? I'm trying to think.
And it wasn't Frank Sinchek.
No,
he didn't order one for you.
He didn't order one for me. I think it may have been George Hendricks or someone. They gave me a bat. He gave me a bat. S something. I remember this.
S2.
S2.
Yeah, that's right. S2.
I didn't like the neck. It was too skinny.
It was thin handle.
It was
that was a Billy Williams bat.
Yeah, that was too.
Pretty good Hall of Fame hitter.
I couldn't get around on that.
But you took your baseball card picture with Topps, with a bat in your hand, and that's the thing that got us going. You never hit once all year, Herbie, yet you took your baseball card with a bat in your hand.
But Mr. Fosse.
How many times did you pinch run for me?
No. I think we need to set the record straight.
Yes.
I never hit, but Alvin Dark gave me an opportunity in a twilight game to hit in 1974 against Nolan
Ryan. And
How do you think that would have went?
It's a bad idea.
Well, we didn't.
And I reclined.
We wanted.
I declined.
We had that opportunity. We didn't want to do it. So much less somebody that never put a bat in their hand or actually hit.
And I remember some of the comments, people walking back to the dugout after facing Nolan at twilight. Are you kidding me?
You know, Herbie, the thing about Nolan when he pitched for the Angels, and if they scheduled in February a game to be played in Anaheim on September the 27th to start at 5:05, he was going to pitch that game. No matter what the rotation said, Nolan was going to pitch that game. And you know, I've said it many times. I would say a little prayer, dear Lord, don't let him hit me. just let me go comfortable 0 for 4, and I'll try to get the guy tomorrow. He hit me right here one time. If it hit me in the shin and snapped, it forced to hit in the calf.
I know it had to hurt.
Oh,
it had to hurt.
Still hurts, and this was 30 years ago. But tell us about your business, because you know the one thing we all talk about is how 2 World Series checks, right? About 22 and 23 each, but you're a businessman now. How is that working? Talk about your the Golden Arches and how well you have done with them.
Well, you know, baseball really presented a great opportunity for me. You know, I didn't have a longevity in baseball, but I was able to make some money. I had a signing bonus, World Series share, and I was fairly frugal about how I lived. You know, as a baseball player, I vision baseball for me was like a holding pattern when you're trying to land. You know, figure it out. By the time you get down, figure out what you're going to do. So I had some monies. I put it in tax shelters that I couldn't get right away. So I couldn't go get money, and spend it on frivolous things.
Sure.
And I matured. And so now in McDonald's, I took that money and I became a McDonald's franchisee and bought one franchise from McDonald's. And then 6 months later, McDonald's came and asked me if I wanted to buy another one. And I was like, where do I get the money for another one already? I didn't make that much money playing baseball. But I made it work, and it's worked out very well for us.
How many?
Today we're at 20. We just sold 4. We just sold 4 2 weeks ago.
You know what? I like those breakfast biscuits, and I like the double cheeseburgers. I'm just saying.
throwing it out.
I mean, it's up to you if you want to help me out at all.
Well, stand in line because Blue Moon likes the Happy Meals.
Not a surprise there for Mooney and the Happy Meals.
Mooney and the Happy Meals. He's reminded me.
And he will remind you many times.
Yes,
right?
yes, indeed.
He's
not bashful.
But, you know, congratulate you on what you did, because that was really to be able to handle everything the way you did, especially with a bunch of guys getting on you, because, you know, we're out there grinding and you're running for us all the time. And we'd always say with Gino and Ray, if either one of us got on base, here comes Herbie.
Yes.
You know, and we're out and Herbie's in. And
what's the old saying, Ray? You can't steal first base. Herb didn't have to.
He didn't have to. But you know what Charlie tried to do? Thought about one time putting Herbie next to the hitter and let the hitter hit and Herbie run for it. Remember that?
Yes.
He tried to get that for the orange baseballs, and Charlie won. He said, I got the fastest human in the world. I want him to run.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah, he had starting blocks right behind home plate.
I think I would have got a pension if that had won.
That's right.
That would have been a good one for you. Yeah.
But you took advantage of the World Series. I mean, that's great because, you know.
Well, the thing, too, Ray, is the fact that guys that, you know, I played with a bunch of very great players, very great guys, and there wasn't a lot of pretension. And we played in an era where we had each other's back. Yeah. We fought in the locker room, but once we stepped across, you know, that white line, we were one, and we wanted to win. Everybody wants to win, of course, but I think we had this magnetism of doing whatever it took to win. And sometimes rest his soul, in spite of Charlie, you know, the things that he would do. But we wanted to win just that badly. And I'm forever grateful for the opportunity that he gave me and the fine gentleman that I had an opportunity to spend a short portion of my life with, but it made an indelible impression on me, and I carry that with me every day.
And you know, Herbie, the fact that Charlie even did that, no other owner would even consider it.
No. And you know, and when you think about baseball back then, and the game has changed so much, who is your 24th and 25th player?
Yeah.
You know, if you look at it, in most cases, you can't even name that person.
That's right.
We know you, though.
That's right. You were outstanding.
Nice meeting you. Thanks for coming up. We appreciate it.
Good man, Herbie. Hurricane Herbie.
He could still steal a bag. Look at him.
Hi, fans. I'm sitting in section 109.
California is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
So a good ball game this afternoon. Starting to see the sunshine a little bit, but a very comfortable day at the Coliseum. 1-0 A's, bottom of the 6th inning, a pitcher's duel between Clay Buchholz and Daniel Migden. Both guys are sharp. That one is blasted left center field, and nobody's going to get it. It bangs halfway up the wall, and Pinder's going to have a leadoff double.
They're tired of sitting and waiting around. Clay Buchholz and Daniel Migden both have done a great job today of filling up the strike zone early and often. With that being said, Pinder comes up ready to hit, gets that heater he's looking for early in the count, and does not miss off of the top of the wall. Heads up, Ricky. We got you. And the Oakland A's are in business. Leadoff man at second, nobody out.
Clay Buchholz has thrown 2 first pitch fastballs. One's been a home run, one's been a double. And I mean, from Chad Pinder's standpoint, after seeing a lot of first pitch breaking pitches, to go up there and look for the heater and not miss it, pretty special. Here comes an off-speed pitch.
And it's going to be Lamb who comes down. And, you know, I was just about to say, you know, with a 1-0 game, it's getting late. Your bullpen's pretty good. You got to execute here and get an extra run.
Yeah. Time to have the Chrysler drive of the game. Who better than this man? First pitch from Clay Buchholz, and Matt Joyce said, "I like it, I'll hit it." He did, and the A's had a 1-0 lead. First pitch, and Buchholz said, "You'll never see another first pitch fastball." But he gave up one to Pinder. But Matt Joyce, tell you what, he's one of the best pinch hitters. And remember, last year 25 home runs, and he's got 6, and we're just at May the 26th. So a lot of time left for Matt Joyce. As he had mentioned, he said, "I started slow last year as well." He ended up having a tremendous season. So that would take a hit, but nice to have Chad Pinder at third base, but that's not the case. Tell you what, Herb Washington could run.
What a great guy. Huh?
I mean, just He's probably told that story a number of times, but he was so eloquent when he talked about just how the whole. I never knew exactly how it all transpired. I'm glad you asked him, because that's going to be the first thing. How did it happen?
Yeah.
Because we're sitting there.
But Charlie Charlie obviously knew about him.
Yeah. Well, he did.
Looked him up.
That is part of the history, though, of this team and this franchise, this organization, that a lot of people don't know about, number one, and don't appreciate.
Yeah.
So for even an individual like me to sit here and hear that story, that's just amazing. It's simply amazing. It speaks to the culture that still exists today.
But I will say this, in 1974, when Mike Marshall was pitching for the Dodgers.
Descalso has it, and that's the second out. Go ahead, Ray.
Herb Washington went in the pinch run, and Marshall picked him off. That was the year I think Marshall had, 200 innings, And
here's the play. We didn't want to show this when Herbie was in here. We didn't think that would be fair.
But he got to see the little lean. He was running, and Mike Marshall had that lean himself, and Steve Garvey got him. But Herbie went back wearing the number 3. But the interesting thing, he put him in the next day, put his foot on the bag.
Certainly Little League lead.
But Marshall had a great move, and
well, plus it's the World Series.
It's the World Series, and of course he's in there to pinch run and try to steal a base, which he was leaning and going to take off. But he could run. But I think that the main thing about Herbie, and Sal said it, all said it, guys would dish it out, but he'd throw it right back. And I think that's what brought him into the team, that everybody accepted him, because if he had shied away, it had been a different story. But he said, all right, you guys lay it out. I'm going to throw it right back at you. And he did. And that probably made him part of the team as much as anything.
Andrew Chafin, who pitched last night, gets up. But I think Dallas's point is a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, we know, I've always thought that that team that won the 3 Worlds, it's the uniqueness. I don't think people even realize you won't see a group like that again.
No.
But not just because they won a lot, but because of their uniforms were unique.
Yeah, exactly.
They had mustaches.
Yeah.
They fought each other. The players didn't like the owner. And then the smaller things, like they had a guy who did nothing but pinch run. You start adding up all the little things that made that group unique, and you realize that you probably won't ever see a team like that.
And before Herb Washington was Alan Lewis.
That's right.
They had another pinch runner, and that's what Charlie kind of said. Well, you had Alan Lewis actually one time. He was at second. He rounded third, heading for home, and there was a foul ball. No, it was a ball in play. He cut across the diamond back to second base.
Yeah,
it didn't work.
That's not good. That's not so good.
When you hear stories about the effort to try to collect this sort of talent and collect these characters, like we just heard, and that's cherry on top.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch, and Buchholz really works his way out of it after a leadoff double. So 6 innings in the books from the Coliseum. 1-0 A's.
Host your next meeting, event, or convention. Get started by contacting the Santa Clara Convention and Visitors Bureau at santaclara.org/meetings.
1-0, seventh inning. A's hanging on over the Diamondbacks, trying to even up the series. Migden at 66 pitches through 6 innings will face Descalso, Marte, and Brito. First pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. 3 strikeouts, no walks for Migden. Chapman, Joyce has got a shot at it, but it bounces into the first row right behind the A's bullpen, which is quiet.
Yeah, if you talk about the 66 pitches, the 6th inning through 18, he had 9 pitch at bat to Peralta after starting 0-2. But I mean, this is phenomenal when you think about where he is pitch count and how many he had to throw last inning, when he had 3 innings, which is under 10 in the first 6 innings.
Oh, 2 pitch. Breaking ball, nasty one, and he strikes out Descalso.
That's a nasty slider. We're going to see just how nasty here with Spincast, our good friend. 2,268 RPMs, 84 miles an hour, nice and tight. So when you think about spin rate, what I want you to think about are obviously revolutions, right? How many times that ball is spinning. 2,200 revolutions. You think about 2,200, 2,400 revolutions on the fastball. And what that tells you is this ball looks very similar to the fastball. The presentation, the actual winding of the seams, the way this ball looks coming in, very similar to the fastball.
Nice big bouncer to Olsen, who grabs it right near the bag. 2 outs. 71 pitches now, and the highest inning pitch total, 18.
Yeah, 3 consecutive sub-10 pitches per inning.
Number 19,
Socrates Brito. First pitch to Brito, who has singled, and a fly ball to left field. That's a strike. Oh, 2. It's a beautiful thing when you're ahead of hitters, isn't it?
Okay, I thought about this. Yeah, speaking of that, 24 batters faced, 21 first pitch strikes.
Good breaking ball, drops it down out of the strike zone. Good 0-2 pitch.
Remember last year in September, 118 pitches in his shutout against the Philadelphia Phillies at Philly. The old saying goes, you've done it once, you want to do it again, and not many could say they can go 9 innings. And Migden almost did it a little bit earlier this season. He went 8 and pitched into the 9th, gave up the home run to Abreu, and came out. But I mean, this is the thing of beauty for a manager and a pitching coach, to have a pitcher pitch this deep in a game and still, at this point, 75 pitches with 2 outs in the 7th.
When it's the fashion in which he's going about his business too. He's not laboring.
Yeah.
He's executing early. He's doing what he wants with the baseball, putting it where he wants.
Well, he hasn't had one of those challenging innings either. I think those take a lot out of a pitcher.
Well, Dyson was awarded a sacrifice in the 3rd inning after the E8, you know, and then he faced, well, he struck out Goldschmidt with a runner at second. That says a lot about what he's been able to do today.
Another 0-2. Here it is. Maxwell says, let's get it outside, and it's bounced toward Pinder. Pinder has it, fires to first. Brito's fast. That's an 11-pitch, 11-strike inning, and we have reached the 7th inning stretch at the Coliseum. 1-0 A's lead.
Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Oh boy. The mule. That guy's having way too much fun.
That World Series ticket holding up probably cost $10 for a prime seat.
Unbelievable. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So to the bullpen for the Diamondbacks, the veteran left-hander Jorge De La Rosa. That one is hit in the air toward right center by Lowry. Deep, but not deep enough as Dyson grabs it.
But I would have to think, based on what Clay Buchholz did today, as you look at De La Rosa and his numbers, 0-2, as he's making a 30th start, so he's a workhorse. But Clay Buchholz standpoint, Diamondbacks have to be ecstatic. You give up basically one run, as he did, just a couple of hits in 6 innings. It's pretty impressive.
So now De La Rosa faces the left-handed hitting Olson. De La Rosa is 37 years old. He's been around a long time. This is his 14th year. He's been in the big leagues with Milwaukee, Kansas City, Colorado, and now Arizona. And he was a pretty good starter for the Rockies for a while. Not an easy place to pitch, Denver, and he did a pretty good job. Looking at some of his seasons in Colorado, 10-8, 16-9, 16-6, 14-11. But now pitching out of the bullpen, completely out of the bullpen, as he did last year for Arizona. From Monterrey, Mexico, Jorge De La Rosa. Really watching De La Rosa pitch, excuse me, Dallas, he always kind of props his hat up a little bit, wipes his forehead. He does it just about every pitch.
Thinking about wiping your forehead, not much sweat broke today by either individual on the mound. Clay Buchholz, Daniel Mingden.
And that's a strike, says the third base umpire Jim Wolf. No, they have not worked hard today.
Well, that's enough to go through, and we've talked about Matt Olson, how he accelerates his body but keeps the bat back. That time fooled the breaking ball from the lefty and went a little bit too far. It's Jim Wolf over at third base, who last night behind the plate.
Olson drives one to center. Dyson's back. Dyson's at the wall, and that baby's gone. Home run number 8 for Matt Olson, and it had the right sound.
Left his bat great, especially after being fooled on the previous pitch. And I always wonder, why wouldn't you come back with the same pitch instead? Let's challenge him with a fastball miss location. And Matt Olson, we have seen so often. Just think about the home run he hit over the monster in Boston against Kimbrel. And that is lefty on lefty. And we're saying Kimbrel, of course, a righty, but a lefty on lefty. He challenged him, and he went perfectly to the opposite field.
Long and strong is Matt Olson, and you mentioned it, Boss. You're going to challenge him. He's sitting red, gets the heater, and does not miss.
And that is a huge run. I mean, you think about what Daniel Mingden has done, but this is huge from a pitcher standpoint. A little bit of breathing room, because one mistake and it could have been a tie. Now take a couple up in the camera well, and players like it. Oh, the youngsters, they love it.
We talked about Matt Olson using the middle of the field, getting back to shooting that ball right back up where it's coming from. And power on display, and that homer to left center.
just missed inside. Chapman a pop out and a line out, so he's 0 for 2.
Wow.
A little bit in the dirt.
Speaking of dirt, you know, all we heard out in center field. Now, when you get out on the field, you don't want to mess up Clay Wood's dirt. Because Clay, he said, I don't care if you stand on the dirt.
He's lying. He does. Even if you're the 72, 73, 74 A's. I was worried about Charlie O.
You know what I was worried
walking
about?
around on the.
Yeah. I was worried about that gold carpet. Because Ando Salas, who's been around forever, and a veteran. But we're walking out, take the picture. Cap, you'd love this. We're walking on the grass, and a couple of players said, this isn't artificial, is it? I mean, that's how. One of the players said, you'd never make an error on this field.
Chapman is retired. 2 outs.
Fans, enjoy early July the 4th with the A's for the July 3rd Patriotic Fireworks Show presented by Chevrolet. You can now win a free suite to the game. That's right, a free suite for you and 11 of your closest friends. Simply text BOOM to 60946. The contest will last through June the 18th. Message and date rates do apply. Again, simply text BOOM, BOOM, to 60946. See complete rules at athletics.com. Suites are great. If you have that many friends to take them to a game, they would love it. Sometimes you have to go find 11 more friends, but I'm sure you can find it if you say you have a suite.
How big?
Huh?
How big was the suite?
You got it.
See, I couldn't fill it up.
Oh man, it'd be.
See, I got you.
You'd be standing in line. Of course, yeah.
Joe.
But we'll be working. We hope we're working on that game.
Joe hesitated. See, he's not my friend.
What's that?
Dallas, will you come?
Only if it brings Cracker Jacks.
Yeah, you got Cracker. Are you going to feed me?
Maybe.
I might be washing my hair that day.
You know what reason?
See, I got 1 out of 3. You joke, you think I can get to 12, and I'm having trouble getting to 3.
You know what? When you said to Joe said, let's see, is there a basketball game and I can get on the referees?
Joe hesitated.
You know who would have loved Joe is the late Bill King, because he did not like the zebras.
Joe getting worked up over what's going to be happening next door. The Warriors,
right.
Must-win situation coming up in just a little bit. She's ready.
And you know, this is a great opportunity to do a doubleheader. You know, you come to a baseball game, walk across the arena, and watch 6th game of the Western Division. What is it called? Western Division Championship? Is that what it is?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock local. Yeah.
Tip at 6.
Great Tim Roy on the call with our good friend we never see anymore, Jim Barnett. Usually would come up here, but since they're champions now, you can care less about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we heard the loud noise off of Ole's bat. Let's take a look at what it looked like here. 108 off the bat, 108 miles an hour, 415 feet away with a 32-degree launch angle. Worth 1 at least. Matty O got the foot down, starting to get it rolling.
Full count. 2 solo home runs for the A's today.
I'll go with you, partner. I'll be with you.
I know you would.
Suites are great. They're outstanding. Center field, seats. You got the suites there, suites behind home plate.
Three and 2 to Marcana. 2 away here in the 7th. A's have added a run on Olson's homer. And it's low. There's that home and away breakdown, which is still kind of a head scratcher. The most road home runs in all of baseball, the Oakland A's.
But just like with Matt Olson, that opposite field left center. What we've seen on the road and seen with the A's this year, it's not just a pull out, because when you pull, you're opening up your body. You're making yourself vulnerable to the outside pitch because you're thinking about pulling everything. But I mean, Chad Pinder's grand slam on Saturday at Rogers Center to right center. This ball hit by Olson to left center. Fowler hit his first major league to left field. at Rogers Center. And when you just let the ball travel and you have the kind of power these guys are displaying, you don't need to try to get out in front and pull everything.
The A's have played 27 road games. This is their 25th home game.
How about Sal saying the ball is carrying better? Huh. He hasn't seen a lot of games here because there were some balls hit last night that probably would have been easy home runs today.
And 1 the count to Fowler, who is 0 for 2.
Daniel Migden, glove in hand, sitting next to 2 youngsters, young like himself, but he's ready to take the mound. And as soon as the 3rd out is recorded, he'll beat everybody.
Daniel Migden's the kid that in grade school, when you line up to go into class, he had to be first. First in line.
Intently focused, no doubt about it.
He's thinking about who am I facing. He just threw 11 pitches, all strikes.
0-2 to Fowler. And this one is popped up on the infield. Hustling in is Lamb, and Lamb calls off Avila to make the catch. So Matt Olson with a home run, his 8th of the year, to give the A's a little cushion. It's 2-0 Athletics as we head to the 8th. Matt Olson's home run has given the A's a 2-0 lead. Top of the 8th inning. Daniel Migden back out there. Migden sitting on 77 pitches. He's got a shot to close this baby out on his own.
Yes, he does.
As he faces Alex Avila leading things off, and the first pitch is outside. Stephen Piscotty comes in the game. So he is in right field. Canna is done for the afternoon. Avila is 0 for 2. Drives this one foul. The first place Astros are in Cleveland again tonight. It is the 3rd of a 4-game series. Boo-birds are out for that gentleman. Poor guy, he's got his arm in a sling and they're still booing him. It's not like Philadelphia where they boo Santa Claus, but it's a tough crowd.
And that's surprising. The Philly fanatic has lasted as long as he has without being booed. Of course, you can't boo him either.
And the Astros have won the first 2 games of that series in Cleveland. It'll be McCullers and Carrasco pitching matchup. Houston has won 5 in a row and 8 out of 9. A little bit low. Twins will host the Mariners again tonight. Seattle won last night 2-1. Odorizzi and LeBlanc. Seattle's playing well. They have won 6 out of 7. So a couple of the teams the A's are chasing are both playing good baseball right now. The Astros and the Mariners. Strike inside corner, 3-2.
Third 3-ball count today for Daniel Mengden. And as Dallas Braden knows, anytime you can pitch the 9th inning, you're familiar with it. It's not strange territory. And Mengden, with his shutout last September and already pitching the 9th this year, that's something that you really enjoy as a pitcher, to have that opportunity to pitch deep in the ballgame.
On the ground, that's Marcus Simeon with the shift on. Marcus out in shallow right field. So out number 1. Hey, stick with the team you've watched all season long. Coming up tonight, it's Game 6 right next door at Oracle Arena. Our coverage begins at 4:30 with a special edition of Warriors Outsiders. Then it's Warriors Playoff Central before and after the game. It all starts on NBC Sports Bay Area. Again, Game 6, Warriors trailing 3-2. The Rockets will be without Chris Paul tonight. That'll help the Warriors.
And how about the Oracle Arena being a multi-purpose arena?
Yeah.
They had the Paul Simon concert last night. They had to change it back to basketball for tonight.
Oh.
You know, it's impressive.
Clay Wood do that too?
Wait. No dirt
I
there,
know
man.
he could. I just wasn't sure if Clay was in charge of that too. Yeah, place to be jumping. Warrior fans, one of the best in all of the NBA, and they know their team has to win tonight. 1-1 the count to Nick Ahmed, who homered last night. Home starts this year.
Yeah.
So he's changed that trend. He hadn't won at home ever, right? Last year.
Not before. Really no, not before this year.
Gerard Dyson is the on-deck hitter. There's a Mignon fan. Two pitch, looped into center field. Fowler coming in. He dives and he caught it. Soft line drive into right center field. Fowler made a tremendous catch. 2 away.
Well, that's the way you play from behind a pitcher who's pitching well. And Fowler, who made an error earlier, the same batter back in the 3rd inning. An easier play than this one, but this one he comes up with it. Tremendous play, leaving his feet. That is a true headlong, leave your feet dive. Not one of these that chest high and you dive after you catch the ball. That was legit and a great play.
And the ball slicing away from him. He really had to reach across his body quite a way.
Well, that's a great point. Ahmed stayed inside, and that ball continued to take off, continued to carry. And he had a decision to make. Come in, lay out, get it done.
I think Ryan Blakeney wanted to call that a strike, but he did not. It's 2-0.
And I don't think anybody would have disagreed.
Not up here. Dyson, a sacrifice bunt. Pop out to Simeon, the shortstop, in foul territory.
Yeah, that's where that extra run by Matt Olson with a home run really helps out, especially with this guy Dyson with tremendous speed. If he gets on base and can somehow find a way to get on first, he's a threat to steal.
inside 3-1.
1-run lead. It's a difficult situation, but at least don't have to pay as much attention to him, especially now with 2 outs.
And that is a pop-up by Dyson. Thank you very much.
You're right.
So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Migden. A terrific play by Fowler, and we are going to the bottom of the 8th. 2-0 A's lead.
Is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Here's our game summary, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 0-2-0 for the Diamondbacks, 2-3-1 for the Athletics. Daniel Migden, the story, he's got 8 shutout innings. He's sitting on 93 pitches. His career high in pitches, 118.
That's right.
So he's got some left. And a couple of home runs for the A's. Joyce and Olsen both solo shots. So this one is driven left center field. Nobody's going to get it. And that one is gone. The first pitch thrown by Fernando Salas, and Pinder homers. Like Sal Bando said, the ball's carrying here.
And like a good neighbor, the State Farm sign is there to knock this one down. Chad Pinder, get your heater up, son, and deliver. He gets a fastball right down Broadway. And this has been the theme today. We know about it. Fastballs in real estate, location, location, location.
3 fastballs that the A's have hit today. And Pinder did it last at bat against, was it Buchholz? And this time he does it against Salas in the first pitch. Why not? First pitch sometimes the best you're going to see.
So 1-0 to Maxwell. 2-0 to Maxwell. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. So the numbers on the veteran Fernando Salas. 4.74 ERA. There's a strike on the outside corner. Salas, kind of like De La Rosa, has been around a long time. First we saw him with the Angels for 4 years. This one looped to left field. Peralta's going to get there though when he makes the catch. Well,
this is Bob Melvin talking to Daniel Migden, and This is before the home run. And handshake. 93 pitches. His last start 97. Prior to that against the Red Sox 95. Houston 93. So he's been around that pitch count. Maybe the skipper said, hey, we got batter to batter. We got, well, maybe it's different now because it's 3-0. But I don't know. I mean, Bob Melvin has never denied a pitcher to go out. I mean, you look back to the, after your point, the first win that he had here at the Coliseum was back on April the 16th when he went 8+ innings. He had 8. Then by Jose Abreu hit a home run in the 9th. They took him out. And that was 106 pitches.
Well, he's also retired 18 out of the last 19.
And it's his 11th start, so it's not like it's first or second of the season. So it remains to be seen. But so the towel is on the arm, and maybe the extra, and he has his cap on, so he's ready. And after probably the next out, he'll put his glove in his hand. I mean, 93 pitches for Daniel Mingden. Blake Trinan got up, but now he's sitting down. And Marcus Jensen, the bullpen coach, has the clipboard showing who's going to be playing. Time now for the Ford Smart Play, brought to you by the California Ford dealers. Daniel Mingden, 8 solid innings, and Blake Trinan is going to get up again, but a high fastball to Goldschmidt. Really not struck out a lot of batters, but he's been consistently getting ahead of the hitters. Although in his 8th inning, he faced 3, and not once did he get a first pitch strike, which is unusual for him today. Well, we're going to see it right now.
Dyson hustling in. Dyson can't get it. Simeon rounds first. He's going to hustle into second, and he's going to have a double. Dyson was playing very deep. He came hustling in. Just couldn't get it.
Well, again, Gerard Dyson, you said a speedster, no doubt. Might have been a slight hesitation trying to get a read. Just too late of a break for the speed, the great speed to be able to make up out there in center field. And Simeon running hard out of the box. Gets himself a double.
So full meeting on the mound as TJ McFarland, the lefty, starts to throw. The Diamondbacks have 3 lefties in their bullpen. Chafin, who we saw last night, De La Rosa, who we just saw, and then McFarland. He's so ready.
And you know what the skipper might have been saying was, of course, that was a 2-0, maybe batter to batter, because he put a runner on, then one pitch as a mistake. It could be a different game, but now it's 3-0. We shall see, but he looks like he's ready. And I don't think he's going to go to the bullpen to pitch and throw some extra pitches like they do in spring training when they have a good outing.
First pitch to Lowry is hit well left center field. Peralta hustling back. Peralta on the warning track grabs it, and that will do it for the A's. But they get an insurance run as Pinder, a solo home run. So it's 3-0 with Mingden going out. He's going to try to secure the shutout. All right, Daniel Migden trying to get the shutout. He's got one shutout in his career. See if he can make it two as he faces the top of the order for the Diamondbacks. That's with David Peralta.
Okay, remember we talked to him last year in Philadelphia. He was just exhausted, but kind enough to come on the post-game show. But I think to your point earlier about, I mean, he's given up 2 hits and really not a stressful inning. He had 1 run in scoring position. That was back in the 3rd inning. But since then, it's just been kind of going through, changing speeds, working effectively, and I think trying to just in case. Bob Melvin hoping.
0-2 to Peralta. Goldschmidt will be next, and then Lamb. Migden kicks, and the 0-2 pitch. Down and in. Migden has retired 8 in a row. He's retired 18 out of the last 19. He has not walked a batter, and he has struck out 4. 25 balls, 71 strikes. Very good ball strike ratio. That one cued, fair, picked up by Maxwell, fires to first, got him.
September the 15th last year in Philadelphia, Daniel Migden given the opportunity to do something special. He had in that game 15 ground ball outs, 5 fly ball outs, 118 pitches. Bruce Maxwell was his catcher, as you can see. And his catcher today, and once again pitching, doing a great job using all of his pitches in that game. And Daniel Migden, it's one of those that, you know, 118 pitches, the manager starts to think, how many can he go? Because remember last year, Cappy started the season, went to AAA, did not come back till September the 9th. And he also started the season in spring training with a walking shoe.
That was the line from that start in Philadelphia. 0-1 to Paul Goldschmidt. And 0-2 to Goldschmidt. Well, he has been 0-2 on a whole bunch of hitters today.
He has.
It may be the biggest reason why he's doing what he's doing. He's got ahead of so many hitters. Crowd is into it. 17,580 today. Migden is ready. Outside corner, strike 3 called.
Cappy went back-to-back breaking pitches and froze him with a fastball.
Well, he has had Paul Goldschmidt in knots the entire afternoon, and nothing changing here. Goldschmidt looking something with a spinner on it, and Migden says, no, we're going straight petrol, Goldie. Turn you into a window shopper. Can I get you anything? No, thanks. Just looking.
So 2 away. Here's Jake Lamb. First pitch to Lamb, just a touch low. Lamb is 0 for 3, a line out and a couple of ground outs. That one's hit in the air and it's deep to right. Piscotty's back. Piscotty at the wall. He leaps and he caught it. And that's the ball game. And that, folks, is a 2-hit complete game shutout for Daniel Migden. And he needed 102 pitches to do it. What a sensational performance by the right-hander, Daniel Migden.
Well, maybe one of the scariest balls hit today, but the A's with a 3-0 lead. Stephen Piscotty in, just a little bit of a jump in front of the wall, brings it down, and Daniel Migden pumped. He was pumped after Fowler made a diving catch. And congratulations to Daniel Migden, second shutout. And this was very impressive today because he barely went over 100 pitches, but his first pitch strikes. Okay, to your point, he was outstanding getting ahead with hitters, and it continued throughout the game.
So time of game, 2 hours and 15 minutes, thanks to Daniel Migden, and the attendance 17,580. A shutout for Daniel Migden as the A's even up this series. They win it today over the Diamondbacks 3-0. Time now for A's post-game live. Brody Brazil is standing by in the treehouse.